The first thing that you will see with respect to your cat, I think the first question that you must see should be titta, somewhere from the verbal ability. I'm just hoping that this is, it's just a gut feeling, okay? Anyway, so the good idea is not to start with RC, the good idea is to start with the verbal ability. Because as far as verbal ability is concerned, I think, you have para jumble, you have odd one out, and you have, this para summary. I think you can directly kind of start reading it. And as far as my strategy goes, it's going to help you. So the strategy is, you have these 34 questions out here, okay, divided into 24 questions of reading comprehension, and the rest 10 questions are verbal ability. So verbal ability is basically, as I said, like I've been saying in my videos, is that you are not going to spend more than 15 minutes on verbal ability. You see the para jumble, you see odd one out, you see para summary. If you can kind of, if you can manage it, just reading by it, like reading first 2 lines, you can understand whether it is your cup of tea or it's not your cup of tea, right? So that's how it is. मान लो अगर आपने verbal ability का, rather आपने RC उठा लिया, see you are nervous, you are excited, right? You're not going to get that speed when you start with your paper. First 5 minutes is going to be roller coaster. So starting with RC in first 5 minutes is not a good idea. I did the same thing. So I know that because I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm too excited, I'm overconfident, I don't know what am I, right? So because it's going to be a different feeling altogether. So I'm not going to get into RC because the moment I start with RC, I'm going to start reading it out. My body is going to get a little bit numb, right? So I'm going to avoid RCs. I'm going to get into para jumble. 4 sentences, 5 sentences, one by one. I'm going to look at it, see it, I can do it, mark it, I cannot do it. Just mark it, whatever you can, keep it for review. Okay? Same strategy, same video that I made a couple of days back. So 15 minutes categorically. 15 minutes, not even a single minute more than this, right? If you really want to score more in verbal ability and the overall verbal section, to be very honest. Once this is done, you're going to come back to your RC. Now the game is on. So what happens basically as far as your reading comprehension is concerned? So you will get round about 5 RCs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my analysis, anyway, not analysis, but yeah, I think you will have 3 RCs having 6 questions each, and you will have round about 2 RCs having 3 questions each. Okay. Now, what's going to happen in here is you will have bare minimum 2 RCs on an easy level, which will be manageable from these 3-1. And out of these chotu, like small squat RCs, you will have 1 RC, which is going to be easy. Okay. So from that perspective, if I check on the question, right? So that's 6 plus that's 12. 12 plus 3, 15. You will be having around about 15 questions, sure shot, manageable. There is no doubt about it. Okay. If you look at verbal section altogether from last 5 years, it has not been that much, pain. So this is going to be manageable. So 15 questions you have, that's for sure. Now, what's going to happen to you guys is that you will start with RC1. You guys have 4 RCs, like 5 RCs, right? So this is the main problem, which kills your score, by the way. So you start with 1 RC. Say for example, you get this RC. Mistake number 1. The moment you start with the RC, you are quite comfortable with it. There comes a factor called as greed. You will keep on solving it. You will get so greedy that you will land up spending 15 minutes, 16 minutes, 17, 90, 20 minutes on each RC. That's not a good idea. It's not healthy for you. The second mistake that a lot of people will be doing at the time of the verbal section, they'll start categorizing the entire reading comprehension. So do not put your RCs into category. There have been a lot of people saying that you will get RCs from history, you will get RCs from philosophy, you will get it from mythology, science and all that. How does it even matter to you guys? Trust me, when you are, you're sitting on fire as far as verbal is concerned, because in those 3 hours, you're not going to have any clue what's happening to you guys, okay? So it's really tough to even categorize. Now, what problem happens is that the moment you see, okay, it's a science question, science RC, I'm not good at science, you're gonna get demoralized, okay? The moment you see it's a mythology, I don't know much about mythology, I don't know the words of mythology, right? You're gonna get demoralized. So people who do not know economics, people who don't know business, finance, right? What if you have around 4 RCs which are not from the category which you love to, right? Then there is a problem. So you're gonna get demoralized, you're gonna get demotivated, like, fuck here, what's happening here, right? So do not categorize your reading comprehension, do not categorize your passages, right? That's the biggest blunder that you will do, okay? Because it's a perception. Trust me, and perception can kill you for sure. I'm not going to do this. So what I'm going to do is basically, if you have seen my earlier videos, right? I want you kind of, if you have not, then I want you to kind of look at my video. I think that video talks about how do you choose RC, okay? How to choose your reading comprehension, rather which RC you should be choosing first then the later on, and then so on and so forth, right? So kindly watch that video and it will give a clear-cut idea how to choose the RC. Now the moment you choose the RC, say this is the RC which is say economics, okay? And you have an economics background, okay? Now it has say 6 questions. Now you did question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. My thing is that you should not be attempting 6 on 6. That's a problem. So what you have to do is, the moment you are done with 15 minutes of your verbal ability, you have 45 minutes. Now you have to literally convince yourself that I'm not going to spend the whole time. Trust me, out of 5 RCs, 3 RCs will be manageable, 2 RCs will be painful. I'm talking about an average student. If you are like God in verbal, you might crack the entire 34 questions, right? If you're pretty good in verbal, if you have a good reading speed, you've been habituated to read, then I think you'll be able to do 5 RCs. But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who struggle with verbal. And that's the reason this is the score optimization strategy kind of a video. Now what I'm going to do is basically, you should be doing that. I can manage to crack 3 RCs cut to cut. But the problem is that not attempting them at a one shot. So what I'm going to do is, I'll go with RC number 1. I'll see how many questions I can crack. I might as well just check my RC like 5 or 6 minutes. Now my first killer is fact-based questions. Okay, fact-based questions. Trust me, every paragraph which has 6 questions, take my words, 3 questions will be fact-based. Any RC which has 3 questions, bare minimum 1 question will be fact-based. So 3 into 3, that's 9, and here you have like 2. So if I talk about minimal, bare minimum 10 to 11 questions you will get fact-based. Now overall, as far as your RC is concerned, 24 questions are concerned, I see you will get round about 13 to 14 questions purely fact-based. Now what do you mean by fact-based? These are the questions that are coming directly from your passages. They are not inference-based. You don't have to use your brains for it. So bare minimum 12, 13 or max 14 questions will be from fact-based. That's your killing point. That's your kind of, this is like low-hanging fruits. You got to catch them up, solve them up, right? Beat them up, whatever you want to do, right? Just do it, right? But solve them, right? So fact-based is the first thing that you're gonna pick up. So the moment you understand, boss, from this RC, all the fact-based questions are now done. I'm not going to put my hands into main idea, central idea, primary purpose, inference. No. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna jump. Now you're gonna move to second RC. You only and only you are searching for fact-based. Third RC, fourth RC, fifth RC. Now say, as I said, you will have 2 RCs troublesome. Say number 4, number 5, these are bad boys. What's going to happen in here? It's a speed breaker. You'll not be able to crack those fact-based RCs quickly. So what do? Crack 2 questions out of this, move ahead. Move ahead. Or just crack 1 question out of this, move ahead. Now one thing is very much sure, okay boss, these 2 RCs are not meant for me. I am not going to touch these 2 RCs. Come back and try to spend your time on these 3 RCs. So now you understood, you scanned the paper. It's not only that you scanned the paper, you solved the paper. Once you scan the paper, the confidence is not that great as far as scanning is concerned. But if you use this fundamental, if you use this methodology, you will be 100% sure that these 2 RCs you will not be able to do. So you have only 3 RCs. Now you're going to play with them. Now you're going to bank on them. So come back again and try to solve RC number 1, 2 and 3 back again. Now, some people say that, sir, I have to read the RC back again. No, you need not to read RC back again. Now here is the crux. So I'm going to go paragraph wise. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. So I read the paragraph, I move to my question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I read this paragraph, I understood the paragraph. Whatever questions based on this paragraph, out of this, I'll knock them out. So say you got number 2, this paragraph is done. Say second paragraph, you got number 5, this paragraph is done. Say you read paragraph 3, you did nothing, you're not able to solve any question. So these 3 paragraphs are done for you in lap 1, guys. Now when you come back from 5th paragraph to 1 paragraph, the first paragraph, you don't have to read these paragraphs. The only game is on between the 4th and the 5th paragraph. And from these 2 paragraphs, you will be able to knock off rest of the questions. Say there is 1 question in first bins. Leave it, guys, don't solve it, right? Just solve 4 to 5 questions, that's it. That's how we need to kind of utilize. But see, what's happening here is, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? Because a lot of people, as far as verbal ability is concerned, see, understand the first problem of entire verbal section. You have no fucking clue that what you are marking. So you can actually go marking, you can keep on marking. You can mark all the 34 questions in 30 minutes actually. But that's not the case out here. You have to take care of your attempts if you really want to score well, and you have to understand your accuracy. If you keep these two things in your mind, I can guarantee you will be able to score very well, more than your marks in the actual CAT. Because 90% of students will keep on marking, having no idea whether the question is correct, or rather the answer is correct or it's not. And those people will be actually getting so much low score because they are inviting negative marks. So this kind of a strategy will help you to understand how many questions you are marking and are you close by to respect to the 100% accuracy. So it's not about quantity, it's all about quality. Understand this, when I say your verbal is easy, as far as your quant is concerned, as far as your LRDI is concerned and your verbal is concerned, overall section, the cutoff for verbal is always going to be higher. So what you get 90 percentile in quant on X amount of question, in LRDI on X amount of question, you will be actually doing 3 or 4 questions more to get same 90 percentile in verbal. Why? Because it's easy, it's manageable. So understand this funda also. So here what I'm going to do is, I'm going to follow strategy is that I'm going to read the first paragraph, then go on to the question. So para by para, that's my suggestion. If you don't want to do this, you want to go directly, at least do one favor, 1 to 5 paragraph, decide which one you're going to pick up and which one you're going to not pick up. Now coming back to your category. Say you have a science paragraph. Science is not your cup of tea, right? I'm not saying that if science is not your cup of tea, then try to knock off all 6 questions. But if it's a 6 question RC, you'll get 3 questions fact based. Sir, but I'm not able to do entire thing. Okay, no, then try to avoid these kind of things. What do you do? Out of these 3 fact-based questions, try to at least mark 1 or 2 questions. See, whatever you don't know, guys, it's a stupidity to spend more time on it and kind of you're screwing yourself. So don't do that. Only mark 1 or 2 questions and then move ahead with other RCs and try to knock them off, right? So as far as your score optimization is concerned, you will be able to solve 1 to 5 RCs, but you'll be picking up top 3 RCs which will boost your score. That's number 1. Number 2, out of the rest of 2 RCs, you'll be only knocking off 1 or 2 questions, not more than that. Some people say mark 30 questions, some people say mark 34. Crazy shit. You're not going to do that. Trust me, if you mark 13 to 15 in between these kind of questions, you are close to 80 percentile. Okay? So 80 percentile will be there on 13 to 15. Round about 18 to 19 questions will be required for 90 percentile. Round about 24 to 25 questions will be required for 95. As I said, verbal demands more questions because it's easy. People are able to get that kind of thing, and that's the reason scaling may your score goes up. Rather, the requirement of number of questions that you need to crack goes up. So guys, whenever you go for verbal section, right, to boost your percentile, see, ultimately what matters, ultimately doesn't matter how many questions you knocked off, right? Ultimately what matters, what's your accuracy and what's your percentile, because accuracy will lead to percentile. So keep your accuracy high, keep your attempt lower. Now, I'll tell you what did I do. So the moment I started with my verbal section, I made a pyramid. Okay. So the pyramid says that the major chunk should be fact-based. So this part is my fact-based. So I'm going to pick up fact-based first. In lab 2, I'm going to pick up other sort of questions, which are main idea, central idea, all those kind of questions. The last thing I've kept it for inference-based. Now, there are some people, there are some students I'm talking to them, they say that my attempt is 27, 28 out of 34. I'm able to knock off inference-based question. As I said, if you're got in verbal, you are getting inference-based questions correct, go ahead, do it. But at least if you're not, just focus on these 2 things, you'll be sorted. 90 percentile guaranteed, no doubt about it, right? So this is what you need to do. So whenever you start your verbal ability, you're going to have a conservative approach. What's the conservative approach? I am only going to look out for 13 to 15 questions first of all. जो मैं कर सकता हूँ. The moment I get 13 to 15 questions correct, I will keep on adding +2, +2, +2. Guys, you got to be awake while actually solve verbal ability and the RC. There is no other way out. So 13 to 15 question is the benchmark, and then you keep on marking more questions, but just stay away from any question which you are not sure, because that's going to get you into negative marking. Right? Okay guys, first of all, knock off all your verbal ability, come back to your section, right? Try to take those questions which will give you a good score. So not focusing on 5 RCs, only focusing on those 3 RCs which can boost your score. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I wish you good luck for your CAT. If you have any questions, please make a comment on this video or you can get in touch with me. Thank you so much.